Now today, let's go into some of the Q&A session. All right. Can you please how images are important to rank blog posts? Image is is definitely a very extremely important part of the way determining how your content may be able to rank. One of the reasons why is you have to think from the user point of view. Sorry, I gotta take a drink of water. User point of view, right? From user point of view, Google realized that Google know using their data form what type of content that will keep user engaged more with the piece of content. And Google realized there's a few things. The first is definitely image. Users spend more time and more engaging with the things that is visual. So image play a huge role. Second thing, videos form. Short-term video form. And short videos format are growing to be even more important in upcoming years. Why? It's the rise of the short form social media like TikTok, Reel, or YouTube Short. Particularly YouTube Short. Google realized the importance of this 15-second widget of videos, and it's keep users coming back because it's forced content creator now have to kind of morph all the best stuff of their content into a very short form of videos, and it's going to be something I predict going to play a huge role in the way your content may be able to rank. For example, you may want to integrate a bit of a YouTube videos or videos form in the content that you have, and likely you'll be able to rank that easier. So that's the reason why images are important to rank blog. Can you share Figma content strategy? Yes, it will be included in the emails we send out. I was under the impression that best practice say build cluster from smaller articles, long tail up to pillar and pillar topic down. There's a lot of way to build topic cluster. There's a lot of different structure, right? And all structures serve only one thing. It's to serve the fact that you show Googlebot two things. One, you know what you're doing. Your house is in order. When Googlebot go in your website, they will be able to see that it's all well structured, well thought out, the way you put your content. And that show you prepare, and that show your expertise in the way you talk about certain things, right? There's several structures that you can organize your content from, and it's very purely based on also the kind of website that you run, the kind of keyword and the kind of niche that you have, right? So Google also have that in their criteria to measure what kind of way for you to build topic cluster. But the way we use in topic discovery is we actually use directly from take all the topic that are being ranked. So ranking headlines, ranking topic from the top 100 URLs. So that is to make sure whatever topic and subtopic that you pick from the tool are the topic in which already approved by Google. Right, so that's the key difference. You can do several ways, but that's one of the ways in which we believe that is easiest and the most effective for us when we build our content strategy for our clients, right? And you also actually could utilize a lot of Google user insights, like you want to search for Google Suggest Insight, what are the question people also ask, so that you can also build that into the content of each of the cluster as well. Zen Matrix available online? Yes, they are. We will also include that in the file here. You can just access the file and you'll be able to see it right in there. You click on it and it will bring you to the downloadable resource. Share the standard? Yes, this file is available. How many articles do you have ranking on page 1? Actually, Rather Than just launched quite newly, and I think we'll invest in SEO this year. We'll produce more content. We'll start really seriously invest in content, because before we were an SEO agency in Vietnam, so we actually didn't really do much of a SEO international. So when we start launching Rather Than, it was May 2020. We will focus purely on product, and it was purely from the standpoint of user loving our tool that we were able to grow. But beginning of 2022, that's when we start investing. We now have more resources, and we'll start investing in our own content, and you will start seeing that by, I think, hopefully by end of 2022, you start seeing a lot of effort that we're putting into the SEO game of Brighterzan, and that is our promise. Right? We can't just be an SEO tool and not ranking an SEO tool. That would not be good, right? But SEO is a game of investment. You want to invest, and like for us, particularly with our product, it requires even higher sense of investment. We need to be able to really produce high quality content. We have to produce extremely high quality. We have to build in bring all of these sector and factors that go into place. But we have to compete with some of the best in the industry who already established in their game, right? So that is the things. Come back to me on that questions by end of 2022, and we'll sit back and start seeing the case study of Brighterzan, right? What is this side that's showing you those numbers? I will probably here. I will send it in here. This is the top 2020. This is the top SEO trend 2021. Right, and for Healthline, just search Healthline SEO case study or SEO organic growth. Do you have any advice on managing interlinking on a larger site? Internal linking on a larger site is a very complex issue. I think we'll have to require it's. I think usually when the internal linking, you have to follow a certain discipline or model, right? You have to form in your head that it's all come back to the cluster. So the mapping of your topical map have to be playing on the top. Below each of the map, you have to be able to list out all the articles that you write. And from each of the article, then you will be able to kind of cross-check how one article interrelate with the other article. And from then you'll build a map of interlinking from one cluster to the other, from one article to the other article in the funnel in which you built, right? And that's purely based on your own amount of work that you want to put in. It's just purely manual work. It's required quite a bit of human work. Do you have a Basecamp tutorial for website structure from start to the website with explanation on subject like backlinks, what serve, basic step, build website? I guess we'll start building that on Academy form. It should it's on our roadmap 2022 for our customer success team. So hopefully Academy should appear by June or maybe October, I would say. But you could actually access that on anywhere. I mean, just search on Google. I think Ahrefs has very good basic course. SEMrush have a crash course of all the basic things to start from website. YouTube is a great place for you to look for all this information. So yeah, you can definitely go into those. If time spent on website is a key factor for ranking, wouldn't be best practice to be linked to links to have them all open in the new tab? Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, you look at the Healthline article, right? All of this internal linking, when they click on it, oh, this is actually jumped directly on this. So it depends on, depending on the type of internal linking that they have. But even if you move from one internal linking to the other on the same website, the engagement time to your website is still there, right? Google still measure the engagement, the time on site is still there. And they measure the click on the link, right? They'll be able to measure right away when you go in there, users available on site, they read to this point, they click on that link. It means that whatever that link is, it gives users enough value for them to click. And if they continue to stay on the site longer, on the link longer, it means that this website continue to provide value to the users that are on it. And trust me, users are king, right? Users are king. If users continue to search the keyword and click on your website will rank, because that's the strongest indicator to Google that this website provides value to users. That's it, And the only way for you to do that is that you have to consistently provide quality content. Can you post the link of this article after the live stream's over? My screen is blurry, background, and you speak really fast. Great info though. So sorry, Debbie. Hopefully you can actually go back to to rewatch this. I'll try to speak slower next time. Can you add the ability to get all of your competition keyword like Ahref? I love the software, but I find myself having to use other to get more of my competition keywords. We don't have that built in yet. Hopefully after June 2022, when we start building vertical optimization. Those are the things that we can definitely build. But at the moment, there's other priority that we want to focus on. If you are not selling a product like garden hoses, etc., but rather a course and other digital products like ebooks, would you not want high volume keyword? Otherwise, it's 30 a month. You may only get a few sales organic through Google. I'm so thinking right. This is from Weber. No, the point here is that you can't, if you want to sell digital products or if you want to sell ebooks, you can't simply just write about that. You want to provide values for users. You want to be able to provide knowledge. You have to be able to build a network of all the other keywords that user will go in and find that your website provide values. Being your ability to rank on high volume keyword doesn't guarantee the conversion that you will have, because user may just go in there, look for your content, and they immediately jump out, and they will buy the course or product from other side, not yours. The only way they would decide to buy the product from your website is because they trust you, because they know that this guy provide me the most kind of values. And I know that they will, whatever the stuff that they give me will give me the values. So I will buy on this website. It's the trust that determines the ability for you to sell, not your ranking, right? You have to imagine them just like yourself. When you search for certain information, you don't simply just go into the first website and you decide to buy right away. You look for this first, you read the whole thing, you back out, you go into the second, you read the whole thing, you back out, you go to the third. You keep on doing that. And then you go back to the first, because the first gives you the most value. And then you go around in the first page. You read other side, you read other things, you see, okay, this side actually quite trustworthy. Yeah, they cover all this topic. Oh yeah, they also have this guy bought it. Okay, this is great. I trust this guy. I pay the money. Right? It's not just ranking. Conversion is a huge different other ballgame, and that's my point here, is that you have to build everything from the user point of view. Okay, go back in here. How important skill difficulty metric when doing keyword research should be given more weight? Starting new recruitment website and new to SEO and rather than what's the best way for me to structure starting a new recruitment website and new to SEO and rather than what's the best way for me to structure the site? I think you have to start with very basic on-page stuff first. You want to go look on YouTube, some basic website structure. You want to be able to make sure your website run well and structure them well. All your sitemap is good and ready to go, robotics and everything and whatnot. And then you go do all your on-page and you start with researching your niche, researching the topic that you have, and researching and start with our flow. You can start using Writer's to start building your topic cluster and build your content. So that would be a good place to start. You can refer to our other webinar that I say. Daniel, I noticed Writer's show wrong number of total word count while doing a competitive research. Also, Plagiarism Checker is kind of weak, doesn't provide accurate result. Can we prove it? Rather show wrong number of total word count. Well, word count, for example, when we do is that we actually use our bot to scan through. Word count will never be accurate no matter what tool you use, unless you go in there and you read yourself. The reason for it is because when you go into a content and you read, you don't read it like a human read, right? You go in here and some bot will actually read the whole entire content. So they will count this as words count as well. These, and sometimes they will count this, you know, some of the other, like even the ads, when we scan through, they will also count that as word count, right? So it's a relative term. Every tool have their own way of measuring word count. There's no specific. You want to exact word count, you actually have to go in there and you copy only the word count that you see, and you go into Word file and you see it, right? But it will give you a very, I mean, again, it's relative, but it will give you a very susceptible chance to know that, okay, this is a range of word count that I want to target, right? The point is not to be accurate. The point is to know a general range of what your competitors are doing so that you know what you want to compete on. All right, plagiarism checker. Again, we use Google database directly, so we actually don't go into Google. We don't actually access to, let's say, Google Scholars or a lot of other online library. We don't access to any of those. We only compare everything on Google directly from Google database. So anything that reflect content that is copied by other website being indexed on Google, okay, it will show. But if it's not indexed, for example, it won't show. So that's the concept of our plagiarism checker. It's purely for SEO purposes. Okay, I think that is it for today. We already passed the 1 hour 15 minutes mark, and hopefully the webinar today has provided you with more values, and we will follow up by sending this sample case to everyone's emails, and also the attachment of these videos as well. Hopefully by end of this month, we'll probably have the new dashboard available for you to access with integration of all the recommended workflows and everything. And hopefully by February, if all the testing done well and our product team, all things will go together, we can have a huge update that ready for you guys. Okay, so thank you everyone who've been listening in. You guys have been so great, and I really appreciate all of your attention and all your love to Writer's End. And I look forward to see you in our next webinar. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend ahead.